Hey guys, and welcome back to Coding Made Easy. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create a Pong game in Python. So it's going to be about a 100 lines of code. And let me just show you what exactly it's going to look like. So I've just decreased the speed of the ball right now. But don't worry, you can customize the speed of the ball. It's just that I wanted to decrease its speed, that's why. I'm gonna be using Sublime Text for all my stuff. Just a second, guys. Right side one, then. So this is not gonna be like a real tutorial video. It's like because I already have made the Python total module tutorial videos, so I would recommend you go check that out before watching this. And also just to tell you that I have implemented Scope, but I have kept it as a challenge for you guys. So I hope you can do it. And let me just do some standard Sublime Text things, Most of you guys will be doing that. Just a second. Yeah, there we go. So now let's get coding. So let's just start by importing the total module, if I can spell it correctly. And now let's create the screen. Suppose we're making the screen, let's make the format of that, and let's also, it's the really basic command, and let's also give it a title. So let's when.title, and let's just give it a title of Pong game tutorial, and win.tracer, and don't forget to put a 0, and win.setup. Let's just give it a width and a height, and also let's just make the comments of variables of width as 800 and the height as 600, and let's just name this as variables. And also let's give it a bg color. So here win.bg color as black. Now you can obviously play around, give it a XML value, but as I'm gonna go with black because I wanted to show the real classic form. So actually let's just run the program, and as expected we put the while loop. So main loop, and let's just make a while true statement and win dot update. Now if you have named the win screen or window, then you will have to type window, which I think is obvious. And there you go, we have our screen. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I know that. Just ignore if it throws and not anything like this. And now let's just make a comment of make the first value. Now I'm just gonna be taking some of the values from here, like as you can see over here I have where the position, the parallels and all of that stuff. So yeah, let me just get rid of that. Because just so let's just go parallel underscore a equals to total dot total. This all is pretty basic stuff. Parallel dot speed. Here is speed of 0. This is not the speed of the parallel, it's the animation speed, and 0 is the fastest one. Parallel dot pen up, then parallel underscore a dot shape, and let's just give a shape of a square pattern. underscore a dot um, color as white because we are gonna go classic Pong style, and parallel underscore a dot shape size, and just this width stretch width by outside 6, and stretch the length by 1, and finally parallel underscore a dot go to minus 360 comma 0. Now basically at the top left corner is minus, and then at the center is 0. It's basically like that. And there you go. You have a pattern. That's good. Get rid of this. And now I'm just gonna be copy pasting this code. Yeah. Right over here. And let me just make some minor modification. Make the second pattern. And instead of A, let's just make this B, 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 B. Oh no, what just happened? This auto completion sometimes when they delete part. B, 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 and then and also we will have to make this 360, and I think that's all. And there we have our paddles right over here. Looks pretty good. So now let's actually give the movements to the paddles, and then we will create the movement. Now it's pretty standard. I have already made it, and it's pretty decent code. I was about to copy paste it, but now let me just type it out. Make it comment up. Paddle a functions, and let's just do def paddle underscore a underscore up. You can obviously name it whatever you want. We are not going to be referring it many times. And let's just do the standard stuff. Now if you have watched my first video of the actual Python tutorial, which is the creating a double Pong game in Python, most of you would be familiar with how to do this stuff. So try and do it best. Parallel dot y coordinate. Then what we want to do is parallel a plus equals to 10, and parallel underscore a dot set y as the y, and then actually let me just take this code and just copy paste it right here as parallel down, and instead of plus let's just make this minus, and I think it should work, but just for my let me just test it out. When dot listen, this will just basically listen for the keybinds. When dot on key press. First let's name the function, which is parallel up, and let's just give it a keybind of W. You can obviously play around with that. And when dot on key press parallel A down, and also make it S, and I think it should work. Okay, it's not working. I don't know why. Just a second. Let's X, Y, parallel. I think I got it. I have to make this Y, and I have to make this Y. Yeah, that was a bit of a silly mistake. And there you go. You have a parallel moving perfectly. That's pretty good. Actually, I'm just gonna be copy pasting this code because why not? And like sometimes copy pasting also increases your efficiency because sometimes if you sometimes you make mistakes and then just some minor modifications. There we go. And let me also just give it keybind. So I'm gonna give the paddle B as up and down and the paddle A as this. So win dot on key press, paddle B up and just give it a keybind of up with a capital U, and the other one win dot on key press, paddle B down, just make it and give it a keybind down. So right here and just type out keybinds and there we go. I think it should work. No, why that? Oh yeah, I just kept it as bad. It's silly. I'm gonna make it paddle B. Support that. Oh my god, what happened? That usually does not happen. And I think now we have given both the paddles movement successful. And yeah, there we go. Yay! Movement's done. Now let's go and actually implement the ball. So just go right here, make the ball, and I actually want to show you something. Oh yeah, the ball I actually make the ball easily customizable. So you can let me just if I just increase this to 3.3, I actually want to show you something. The speed of the ball will increase. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not good at Pong. So, just to show you that. Actually, let's just make the ball. Now, it's pretty, standard. Most of you would be knowing how to do it. So, I'm just going to be, ball dot color. It's going to be literally the same as the paddle, but I'm just going to waste it doing it fun. So, and ball dot pen up. Dot speed 0 ball dot actually let's just give it a shape as a square. Now you can go with circle, but I'm gonna go with square. The reason this is because mostly in the total module, like if you go with circle, the collisions are gonna be as squares. Now let me just quickly explain that. I'm like 99% sure that's how it is. So let me just open up my paint. So basically, I made my ball as a square. So as soon as I implement the collisions, it will make a sort of an invisible line over here on top of the square. And every time a square is gonna be colliding with the paddles. What is this? Yeah. So every time a square is gonna be colliding with the paddles, what's gonna happen is that like this boundary will collide and then the square will collide. Now if you actually go ahead and make a circle, let's just use this. If you go ahead and make the circle, what exactly will happen is it will recognize the circle, but will actually draw a square. Just a second. Like that. What it will do is that it will take the circle, but just ignore all of that, and it will just draw a square on top of it. So you sometimes what will happen is even though you would have your circle would have not collided, it would still show a collision, which sometimes is not good because this is the space that's left. Like even if this part will be collided, then it will not have pixel perfect collisions. So that's why I'm just to improve the efficiency of the game and also show the retro style, I decided to go with a square instead of the circle. Now you could implement pixel perfect collisions, but it's just a lot of code and it's really complicated. That's why I'm not proud. And let's just do the basic thing, ball 1.42 and 0.0, which is pretty simple. Let's just undo and there we go, we have a ball. Now I'm gonna be doing two things which I think some of you will understand, some of you will do it. But don't worry, I will explain it. Now I think some of you did not understand what I did over here. Basically what dx and dy stands for is delta x and delta y. Now how do I explain you this? Basically you would see that whenever we have moved anything in the total module, we have moved it like horizontally or vertically. We have never moved anything diagonally. But in this, you can see the ball actually has to move diagonally. And then it will calculate how it has to move according to the the hit of the paddle, as you can see over here. Now the ball will change that. So that's how the ball is moving. So how do we actually do that? So that's how we do that. So let me actually just open up my paint again. So basically what will happen is the dx and that's a comma, just in case you don't understand because of my bad drawing, dy. Basically what will happen is that the ball will, dy will stand for that cube square will go how much above, and our dx will stand for like how over here, and then it will like form a triangle thing. So it will, it's like it's like the delta x and delta y. Most of you understand what delta is. It's like the triangle, the Greek name of triangle. I think most of you would be knowing that. So let's actually now give. Wait a second. I forgot something. Yes, open up my files. Okay. Yeah, there go. I don't know why I closed this file. So now what I'm just gonna be doing, I'm just gonna be taking this code and I'm just gonna be copy pasting it because it's just something really standard. That's go right here and just paste it right here. And let me just tell you what exactly happens with this code. What happened? From the tutorial, see. It's not much. I just hate when I get such errors. Tab it out. Tab it there. And I think it should work. Yeah, there we go. Our ball is moving successfully. Now you might be obviously there are no borders, so that's a problem. But we are gonna be fixing all of that. So what did I do? Basically, we have just put it in a while loop. So what we have, I literally have just made this function, but with dx. So ball dot zx, ball dot x plus ball dot dx. So it will just add the x coordinate of ball by the dx, which is 0.1. Now people who are using Macs over here, the problem is MacBook Pro also. Even if you are using a MacBook Pro, what happens is the speed that the total module allocates to your MacBook Pro is very less. So if you are using a MacBook Pro, then I would recommend you at the speed of something like 2, which is quite high. You will see why. You can see the board will just zoom out. You just have to keep it at 0.1 and 1. So like because don't think that your laptops are slow, like MacBooks are super fast, but the problem is that the speed that the total module allocates to your MacBook is very low actually. So that's why you will have to mess around with the speed and increase it according to your MacBook. So don't keep it 0.1 or else like your ball will literally not move. Like it will move, but it will be so slow you won't even see. Like it will take an hour or two to reach the paddle. So actually now what do we implement next? Actually I think it is the perfect time for a border check. Make a comment of Order checking, and let me tell you something. So I have just wrote this code of Pong check. It's not the something the most good looking code. Now as you can see over here, when the ball will hit this, you can see how exactly it's coming over here in the center. So how do we do this? So well, this is the code that we use. I'm just gonna be copy pasting just one line of this code because I tend to forget it sometimes. So just for the sake of this tutorial, just gonna be copy pasting this one line. And let me just get this. I think it's gonna be showing me problem. What is it? It's gonna throw me the same way. Yeah. I just hate when I get such errors whenever I just go ahead and copy paste some codes. Tab it there. Tab it there. Tab it there. I think it should work. Oh my god, what happened? Dude, that's all. Man, I just hate when I get this error. Let's check. Okay, got it. We'll have to do this. And now it should work. There we go. Should work. And there we go. Actually, let me see if the ball is actually. And there we go. A ball has a top border collision. So now actually let's just implement the bottom one, and then we will implement the left and right. If ball dot y coordinate is greater than minus 90, then what we wanna do? Actually, I think it's gotta be lesser than minus 290. I might be wrong there, but ball dot set y as minus 290 and ball dot dy multiply by minus 1. That should work. What happened? Invalid syntax formation. Oh, I just added a colon here by mistake, and I think it should work. Actually, I'll have to just modify the code a bit to actually test out whether the bottom collision is working or not. Oh my god. I wanna make this minus 1. I think that it should work. And let me see, please work. And there we go. The bottom collision is also working. So yeah, you can customize the code by making it minus 1, and I won't really give a whole lot of difference. Now for the really tricky part. Paddle and ball collisions. Actually, sorry. Oh my god, why? I have to make those backgrounds. Just excuse me. And what was the bet? 800. Okay. And let's just make it 390 ball dot, and actually let me show you something. As you could see over here, you can see if the ball will hit over here, it will go back to the center. Now this was not as a mistake. I intentionally had done that because what I wanted to do is actually because I actually had not done it before, but as I commented out this code, so that's why I did it. So it's all up to you. Ball dot dx multiplied equals to minus 1. I think that should work. What happened? Just a second, let me have a look. Just a second, let me check that. So apparently it took me about like 15 minutes to figure out what had I done. and this was tasty. Please work. Please. Yeah, it's working. Finally. And let's just if ball dot export. Now let me just almost copy paste the code. It's a minor modifications. Ball dot go to at 0, so at the center, and ball dot dx is multiply and equals to -1. That should make the ball collide at all the bottom. Think. Okay, that's fine. Looks fine. Yeah, it's working perfectly. That's pretty good. We have just made like 100, almost 100 lines of code, and it's already in the game is coming really nicely together. And for the really difficult part, which I'm obviously gonna copy paste, collision check. Copy. And paste. Actually, this code also I taken from my Stack Overflow. I don't know, because I can never come up with such collision checking codes. Dude, I get this error every time. It's so frustrating. Just a sec. My laptop is running out of battery. Yeah, it's charged. What happened? Inconsistent use of tags and spaces again. What happened? Yeah, obviously. What else could happen? Damn. This should work. What is happening? Number 98. Hate when I get these errors. That should work. Actually, let me try it out. If the collisions are working, yes. Finally. The ball's pretty slow. Increase its speed because we don't like such a easy game. Obviously, I'm not good at it, but still, I think most of you guys are. Let's just make it 0.2. Okay, that's pretty fast. That's pretty fast. So we will make it 1.5 and 1.5. Yes, you can do that. So yeah, so this is the perfect speed I like to play. So yeah, sometimes it glitches like this, so there are gonna be glitches in this game. It's not the perfect code, like it's not something really perfect. Sometimes it can happen, but actually I really like this game. Wanted to recreate it, thought I would make it a tutorial. So that's it. Now you can easily customize this code by adding a splash screen or scope. As you can see, it's right here. I just commented out all of that code because I thought that I would challenge you guys for that. So that's it for today. This is the entire project. It's a pretty small code actually. Let's just make a comment of collision checking, just so we get to know what exactly we have typed out. Collision checking with in the ball and there we go. So that's your, I'd say, second or third tutorial game. It's pretty good, and the code is also easily customizable. You can customize it in any way you want. You can play around with the dx and delta x, delta y values, and you can make this as like say make the screen color something like blue, make that goes red, and you can just easily modify the code as per your needs. You can also put, I would say, something I would really recommend is you put the full border checking for the paddle zones. That's pretty good. And actually, I think I will also do that. And I will just go here and make a comment of all and for the checking paddles. And I think I'm just going to be taking out this code and just copy pasting it. Take this code, copy it right here and just paste it right here. And just make some changes. And we see instead of ball, let's just make it paddle ballet. And also let's just make this paddle. Should work, not sure. Why is it? Oh yeah, it's good. It's kind of working, like it's only half. But I already use this to some value, gotta play around with it. Let's just make it something like 270. I think it will work. Somebody. No. Let's make it 250. 50. Yeah, that's working. So now we will just copy paste the code because we all already written it. So just take this, not the comment, copy paste it right down here. And instead of paddle A, we have to make it paddle B, obviously. Keep the underscore. Make it paddle B, and I think it should work for paddle B as well. And actually, to make another one, if paddle underscore A dot Y coordinate is actually greater than 250, then paddle help the update set Y at 250 for the the position for the top border. Should work. Hopefully, yeah, it's working. And let's do the same thing for paddle B, and then we will be done with our project. If paddle underscore B Y coordinate is greater than 250, paddle underscore B dot set Y at minus 250 actually. Should work. Let's try it out. I would also recommend that you put some sort of sound effects for this. It looks really good. Actually, I'm just going to reduce this value to like 10 pixels because I think then we will have some really good border checkings going on. So just make some minor changes. It should work, hopefully. Yeah, now it's perfect. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. And until the next time we meet, bye bye.